Hi all, we're continuing with the aims and objectives of cooking. In the last session, we have come across what are the aims and objectives of cooking or why do we cook. We found some of the answers also for the same. Cooking increases the palatability. That means the taste or the feeling of having the food is increased by seeing the cooked food. Cooking can also bring in variety. By adopting different methods of cooking, we can bring in variety in the menu. Cooking helps in preparing a balanced meal. We took the example of biryani and said it acts as a complete meal. One dish itself is acting as a complete meal. So, for the same, the cooking is adopted. And cooking helps in partially sterilizing the food. We've come across after above 60 degrees centigrade, the food becomes really safe for human consumption. And while we cook, we can retain the nutritive value or certain nutrients and flavors are also retained or enhanced. Okay, so it has so many advantages, or the cooking has so many advantages. So we are going to analyze through these aims what are the advantages we physically feel with regard to cooking. Here comes the advantages of cooking. In short, we can conclude it in points. Cooking makes the food easy to chew. We come across that it softens the muscles, the connective tissues, etc., or the cellulose is broken down in the plants. That means it is easy to chew and masticate. Then, cooking retains the connective tissue in the meat and makes the animal food more digestible. Comparing with the vegetable food, the animal foods are more tougher, or the muscles, connective tissue, etc., are together makes it tougher. But when the heat is applied during cooking, the tissue becomes softer for human consumption. Cooking makes the complex food split into simpler substances. The advantage is that our body can easily absorb the nutrients. When the nutrients are in the complex structure, it won't be easily absorbed. When it is coming to simpler substances, the nutrients get dissolved and it is easy for absorption. Then cooking kills the bacteria, harmful bacteria. The pathogenic bacteria are killed above the temperature of 60 degrees centigrade and it makes the food safe for consumption. And by adopting certain methods of cooking, we can preserve the food also. That means through the application of masalas or through the application of simple preserving agents like salt, sugar, etc., the food can be preserved. We continue with the same. Cooking increases palatability. It improves the taste and enhances the flavor. We have already come across this point by adopting cooking, the color enhances, the texture becomes appreciable, etc. And altogether, now it is becoming suitable for our palate. So an individual feels like having food or he feels taste in the food. So it is most of the food items, it is true. That means cooked food is more tastier than the raw food. And by adopting different methods of cooking like stewing, boiling, poaching, and frying, steaming, etc., varying products can be prepared. So the methods of cooking has an effect on the giving the variety of the dishes. And cooking also is helpful in making the food more colorful. Especially, I took the example of chicken, raw chicken, and cooked chicken, or boiled chicken and fried chicken. There's a difference. So the colorful color is enhanced while it has been fried, and certain foods, the color or the vegetables foods are also enhanced in different mediums. We shall deal with it in the pigment in vegetables section. Cooking makes the food to an appreciable texture. We see that people have food in different consistencies or different textures. Like small children, they appreciate the food with a cotton consistency or liquid food they appreciate. Even very elderly people also maybe will have to give liquid food. But the teenagers like you, of course, will be enjoying the crispy, crunchy foods. So the texture also can be varied by adopting different methods of cooking. Various textures will be studying in another session. And altogether, the cooking makes the food more appetizing by adopting different methods of cooking, by combining different ingredients in it, by adopting different methods of cooking. We can see that the food becomes more appetizing. Altogether, the color, flavor, etc. gets enhanced and it is more appealing and appetizing. Cooking helps in providing a balanced meal. We already said certain food item, the English breakfast, when they consume it, now altogether it acts as a balanced meal. When you consume one portion of chicken biryani, it acts as a balanced meal. Then cooking adds more nutritive value to food. For example, I took the example of meat items with the fat in it. The fat in the raw form won't be absorbed by the human body. But then when it is melted and the food becomes more tastier and the nutrient is also incorporated, the so-called nutrient fat is also incorporated in the food and it gets easily absorbed by the body. Now we discuss about the food constituents. Food constituents, or otherwise the nutrients present in various food items, include carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, and vitamins. Let us analyze them in detail. The carbohydrate is an essential nutrient required by our body. Now we can see it or it is available in simple sugars such as glucose, from the table sugar, and also in the form of fructose from fruits, and in the form of starch from different sources such as cereal flour, rice, arrowroot, etc. So this has been addressed as the energy giving nutrient to our body. Next comes fats. Fats are available in the form of liquid as well as solid depending upon the temperature, or depending on the room temperature it is being classified, or it is coming into the different forms like fats and oils. The oils are usually been addressed as the ones which are in liquid consistency in the room temperature, and fats are generally been addressed as those which are solid at room temperatures. And the examples for the same include olive oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, etc. And fat examples include butter, lard, margarine, vanaspati, etc. Anyway, this can be classified on the basis of their sources also. That means from animal sources or from vegetable sources. So the ones like butter, lard, cod liver oil, etc., are of animal sources. Like coconut oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, gingerly oil, etc., are from vegetable sources. Now, the function of fat in cooking is most of the time it acts as a cooking medium. Like we use water is acting as a medium for cooking. Similarly, fat is also acting as a medium. That means heat is now passed to the food item through this particular medium. For example, in the methods of cooking like stir frying, sauteing, deep frying, shallow frying, etc., we make use of the fat or oil, and it improves the flavor of the food product also. So this is also an essential nutrient required by our body, also a large amount of energy contributing nutrient. Here comes proteins. It is been addressed as the body building nutrient, and it is available mostly from animal sources like meat, milk, and eggs. But then a lot of vegetables also sparingly contain the proteins, and majorly the legumes and seeds contains the proteins, and it is been found that it is a good source of essential amino acids. Now comes minerals. We see so many chemical elements like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. in our around us. Now, other things, other chemical elements like calcium, chloride, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, sulfur, etc. are also required by our body in small amounts, and that we have to obtain from some organic elements like the plant products. These minerals are obtained from milk, dairy products, cereals, legumes, bone meal, meat, fish, all the different varieties of fruits and vegetables, table and sea salt, etc. So it is essential that we have to include mineral rich food also in our diet. Here comes vitamins. Vitamins are yet another nutrient required by body, and it helps in repairing of the body cells, also helps in growth and development. So it helps, it is a key nutrient that the body needs in small amounts to grow and stay strong. So to fight diseases, we need certain vitamins. Examples: vitamin A, B, C, E, even D are examples of vitamins. And vitamins are majorly found in fruits and vegetables, especially green peppers, citrus fruits, strawberries, tomatoes, broccoli, leafy greens, potatoes, and certain animal foods such as liver, whole eggs, milk, etc. So in this session, we have gone through different aspects like what are the advantages of cooking. We analyzed in detail what are the advantages of cooking. So as a chef, we must be knowing what is the purpose, what is the aim and objective, as well as what are the advantages we physically feel after cooking. Now, we also understood regarding the constituents of food, the different nutrients present in the food, and how they are present, and what is the role of each of the nutrient towards our body. We'll be also analyzing what is the heat effect on all these nutrients, or the effect of heat or effect of cooking on all these nutrients in the next class. So if you have any questions, please put forward your questions and doubts in the discussion forum, and we shall see in the next class, and thank you so much.